Councilmember Budge, do you have any comments?
Sure. I always have comments. We honestly, it's been 3 hours. It's been one of the most enlightening 3 hours that I've had up here in my almost 5.5 years of representing. But there's 3 things that I've looked at over and over and over again over these last 2 weeks. I mean, we started the firestorm by proposing to send this amendment on, or this ordinance on. So I took a look at 3 things very seriously. First one I looked at was the separation of church and state. And much like Councilman Smith over there, you know, are we going to talk about the founding fathers? Then we should. Because here's the quote from Thomas Jefferson that started the whole idea behind separation of church and state. Believing with you that religion is a matter which lies solely between man and his God, that he owes account to none other than his faith or his worship, that the legitimate powers of government reach actions only and not opinions. I contemplate with sovereign reverence that act of the whole American people which declared that their legislature should make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, thus building the wall of separation of church and state. Now this came from one of our founding fathers of Thomas Jefferson, and I believe in separation of church and state. The Equal Protection Clause, which is also under the 14th Amendment, is also another thing that we need to look at. I guess we've heard it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but we are a part of the state. And it says the state shall not deprive any persons of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. This due process of law clause is held by the Supreme Court. The states cannot now ban interracial marriages, whether or not to have children. That's not banned. They can't tell you that. Whether to use contraception or to terminate a pregnancy. These are never to be infringed by government action. So what we're doing here is this is under the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. My final decision on how I was going to vote tonight basically was I'm here to represent the people that elected me. I represent Ward 1, and through the conversations, the communications, the phone calls, I firmly believe that the people I represent from Ward 1 are in favor of this. I know my vote counts for all people of Bisbee, but just like the rest of our representatives in this great nation, whether they serve at the state level or the federal level, you are elected by your local people to represent the feelings of those people. So in that case, that will be my vote to support the people I think by the majority from Ward 1 that want this ordinance passed. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you,
I just want to thank Councilman Connors for bringing this before us. I remember having a conversation recently with former Mayor Jack Porter, and he says, you know, when you come onto a council, you get elected as mayor, you have this ideal that you're going to make some changes, many changes. But he says in reality, if you make one during your tenure on the council, you are a huge success. Mr. Connors here has hit the ball out of the ballpark.
All right.